What's the deal, my people? You know it is Don Tony Teflon, the Lady LMR. We are the Lady and the Don podcast, the world's most sexiest podcast. And LMR, how are you today?
I am amazing. I mean, how could I be anything different than amazing if I'm here? I mean, I'm loving this. This is going to be lots of fun, people. Thank you for being here, everyone. Yeah.
No doubt, you are definitely amazing, and I am so happy to have you with me today. We have seen a lot of different things that have happened this week, but this weekend we are going to talk about The Boys. Now, have you had a chance to watch this show, The Boys? It seems to be the new rage that's come out. It's on Amazon Prime, I guess. If you have to have Prime, I don't know to watch it, but I think that's how people watch it. But it's on Amazon. Have you watched this show, The Boys?
Oh, yeah, I did see that the first two episodes, and I'm blown away. This is new and this is exciting, and I don't think I've ever seen anything like that. And if there's something like that in the past, I need to watch it because this is great. I'm loving it. What about you?
Yeah, the episode itself, the first two episodes, and we're gonna go into the first two episodes. I like the way they did this whole situation because we have seen so many superhero movies. And we have seen these superheroes be so high and mighty. But I like the way that they did a more realistic approach. And I think that if they truly were superheroes, they would be more like this show than anything that we've ever seen on TV or on movies before.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. And I didn't know what to expect when I was going into it. I just, saw a preview of it. I'm like, yeah, this is going to be great. And then I started and I'm like, within the first couple minutes, I'm like, I'm loving it. The gore, and I know gore, the gore, the reality, the different side of it. They're not glorified at all. I mean, they're supposed to be glorified because, superheroes, but we see the lovely side of them, the real side. Yeah, I love that.
Indeed. Because, no matter what it is, people aren't just good. People aren't just bad. Everyone is gray, right? No one's just black and white. And I think that this shows this perfectly, the grayness. And, you see how people are on our planet right now, how people think they're better than other people just because of their race or their religion or just because of the region they live in. So you got to imagine if they were truly superheroes with superpowers, how much more better they would really think they are than the normal humans that walk around. And why wouldn't you? If you could do all these things, because I would, what I do. Because you see people in the gym who lift, bench press 300 pounds, how they walk around and strut their stuff. Now imagine if you could lift a car. Who do you think people would act like that? Cars and throw them,
No, the scenes, and I don't know if we're gonna. The two episodes that we've seen, and again, we just seen the two episodes. When not going in order or anything, but when she was lifting that car, and the mom was like, "Oh yeah, lift with your whatever knees or something." She was telling him, "Oh no, punch through the wall." Or I'm thinking, "Oh my gosh, it's like one of those moms, like making them embrace whatever they have, and they still have to audition for that. Like they're super, but it just blew my mind about how original this thing is. And this pro girl thinking that this is great, this is just going to be wonderful, and then she's introduced to this whole dirty world. What was your impression of that? What did you think about that?
I just think that, it seems like the mom is more excited for her to be the superhero than she actually is, and it seems like her mom is living vicariously through her. Like her mom wishes that she was the one with the superpowers, but since she's not, she's like, oh, my girl, go get her. And I think we're just talking about Starlight. Now, that situation when she runs into, she goes in there, she has these big dreams about this superhero group. She finally gets inside of them. And right off the bat, she is shown, what this is all about. Because this guy, the Deep, this dude's ass came out really fast. I mean, it did. It was
just dropped it.
It just dropped it. He didn't wasted. No, that was super speed. That was a super speed I've ever seen, faster than the Flash. I've never seen no dude's ass just come out like that in a TV show.
Zoom on it too, like right there.
I didn't need the zoom. That's something I didn't need. Maybe you ladies wanted to see the film, other people want to see it. I didn't want to see Don's from
Not on
Teflon.
that guy. Not on that guy. For some reason, the way he did that, no, there's a time and a place, and that was definitely not the time or the place. Apparently, yeah.
She's like, I had a crush on you. Really?
There you go. It's gonna be easier then, right? Then there you go.
Let's fulfill that dream real quick. If you had a crush on me, but that's what I think. That's what it be. I think that he's probably been in so many situations as being this character of having female fans come up to him and tell him, "Oh, I've been and gotten away with it." And it seems like they're using him as the Aquaman character. We all know the Aquaman is the weakest one of all of them. His powers suck. So this is probably all he's got. You know what I mean? It's just being able to do it. And I thought it was, really realistic or really disgusting, both things. That the way they basically had him basically rape this chick. I mean, that's what you got to call it what it is. And she didn't want to do it. He basically forced her and blackmailed her into doing it. That is a rape, a superhero rape. A superhero doing this rape. So how many other people, regular people, has he gotten away with doing this if he was able to pull that off with her?
Yeah, and just the idea that it kind of relates to the world currently too. I'm sure there are situations. I know there are situations like that where you have to do some stuff in order to get somewhere, or you don't have to, but you have a choice to do something or not to do something. And she wanted to stay. She was fighting for it. She got there, and then she was kind of not sure. She was misled. Apparently, it turns out that no, he was not this. The second one in command. He was like nobody, but she didn't know that, and she did what she needed to do, I guess, to stay where she wanted to be. And that relates to the current and current issues probably too. That happens in real life as well. But
sad. I remember, very sad because my sister, she's an electrician. She works around a bunch of men, in the union that she works at in New York City, and she tells me all the time like how many sexual harassment lawsuits she could have filed her whole life. For every day of the job, there's something going on. There's something being said. And this being a woman in the male-dominated field, like I remember when she told me when she first got into it, there was these girls, they would go there, they'd have their tight pants on, they'd be dressed like they're going to the club, and she was just dressed regular just to get the job done. Yeah. And then the guys, they would be like, hey, ladies, why don't you just go get us some coffee? And these girls would be happy just to get the coffee, but they wouldn't actually learn the job. And she was like, no, I'm not here to get coffee. I'm here to learn job, to learn exactly what I'm doing. And she had to fight for her to be able to learn the job. So it reminds me of a situation like that this girl is going through. But let's backtrack a little bit to the beginning, how this thing opens up and just really blows your mind. Because you see this guy with his little fiance, everything seems great. You know what I mean? And then all of a sudden this man is just holding on to hands, and it's just a puff of blood. This splatter. How did, when you first seen that, what was going through your head? Did you realize that that's right then that this is not your ordinary superhero show?
Yeah, no, actually, the first time I had noticed that there's something a little bit different about this. This does not seem like your ordinary movie. Was in the beginning, even before that, that scene where I forgot what her name was. Assuming she's supposed to be a Superwoman. Or not Superwoman. Oh my gosh, what's her name?
Wonder Woman. Like she's like the Wonder Woman.
Yeah, she's supposed to be Wonder Woman, exactly. And then she either punches or somebody comes in there, and then the dude that is being punched by the superhero lands on a car with a big splat, like. Poof, and I'm thinking, oh my god, that is going to be so graphic, so lovely. But no, you're right. With those hands. I'm not a fan of slow motion or whatever you call it, like whenever there's a slow, the movements, but that was epic. The gore, and then the hands and the blood splattering like slowly on his face. I'm like, this is gonna be amazing. The only thing that again, we're apparently talking spoilers because we're talking episode 1 and 2 here. But when I saw the trailer of it, I think I saw part of it. So I was not completely surprised. I was expecting something like that to happen, but I didn't know when. And when that hit, when something hit her, made her go poof, I almost cheered. And I know it's kind of creepy, but I love that kind of stuff. I love the blood. I love the unexpected. I love the gore. Not the cruelty, but I love the gore of it. So I was hooked. After that, I'm like, yeah, I gotta watch this. I gotta see what else is gonna happen. Yeah, it didn't fail me. What about you?
Yeah, it was just so shocking. I did not expect to see it at all. I had no idea that was going to happen. But the way this guy just ran into it, this guy, what was his name? I think A Train or some type of
Yes,
train
A
type of
Train.
situation like that, right? And you know, it's so realistic. As you said, if the superhero really punched a real person, they would go splat. You know, they never show that on any other show, and they would always say something like in the comic books, like Superman is pulling his punch. You know, he's not punching his heart. Listen, if you could punch a rock or boulder and shatter it into 1,000 pieces, if you just flick a human being, their whole body would just go disintegrate. So the way that this man just disintegrated, the girl disintegrated when he ran through it. And I always thought, like, you see the Flash running, that this is what would happen if he ran into someone. But you always see him weaving in and out, and they were able to get out the way of everyone. This man was not able to get out the way, and he just ran through it. And then just later on, you know, you see him laughing about it. You know, just like calling like I hit her. She hit like a bug on the windshield.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And he swallowed her tooth, or like had to spit out her tooth, right?
Yeah, yeah. You know, just to see that, you know what I mean? And I'm just sitting back, and these heroes just drinking and doing everything that they're doing. It's just so realistic to me that is exactly what they would think. Because they probably, how many people has he probably done that to? You know what I mean? And while he was growing, as he's growing up, learning his powers and stuff. You think that probably happened many a times and stuff. So I love that part about it, and it just really made me think that this is not your ordinary superhero show, which is something that I needed at this particular time, because I'm done with all that stupid superhero stuff, you know. So I thought that was a great part, one of the greatest parts of the show to really get you into it. Is one of the great opening scenes, basically, that really make you just hook you in and want to make you watch more, because that's what it did for me.
Yeah, and I guess they, like you said, they must have been used to it. He must have done it in the past already, because they had the lawyer or whoever, the representative of the lawyer, ready to sign that non-disclosure or non-disclosure agreement that he won't just talk about it. So they had the whole team ready to pay out, ready to pay whoever was, gonna say something. So I'm sure at that moment, the thoughts in his head, just going crazy. And what do you think about him kind of like it's boiling in him? And I forgot Hugh. I think his name is Hugh or Huey. The guy that, whose fiance was just completely splattered with her guts flying everywhere. I saw I'm saying ribs, rib cage and intestines flying. I'm like, oh my God, this is, that was amazing. Just the depiction of it, the reality of how it would look like. But then in his head, I thought he actually blew up at that guy, being angry, talking about, no, this and that. Everything is contained within him. I'm waiting for stuff to happen because he's keeping it in.
It seems like he is set up to become a villain, but it seems like the villains are the heroes. You know what I mean? And the heroes are the villains. But that would be like the classic thing that would set somebody and put them on the bad path. That they want to get revenge. They want vengeance, and to take it over the top. And then they become a villain. So it seems like to me that's where it was setting up for him by them doing that. But as I said, it seems like the heroes are the villains in this. So him becoming a villain may be actually becoming a hero, because these heroes are terrible. The terrible human beings. And as you said, with the corporation, the way they have that set up, that's so realistic. That's exactly what would happen in the real world, because as you even see in comic books, a lot of these superheroes are poor, like Peter Parker, because they have their special identity isn't known, so you have to keep regular jobs. Peter Parker as Spider-Man, he's just a reporter for the Daily Bugle in the show. So this is what they would do to make that money. They would join some corporate entity, they would have a PR team around them. And I think that is exactly the way it would be, the way they have depicted this Seven.
Yeah, the reality of it, and just the idea that they're showing all those flaws in everybody, and I wonder, the biggest, I don't know who's the biggest one with biggest flaws currently. I'm thinking Homelander. Who is he supposed to represent? I know I had it somewhere.
He's Superman. He is
Superman, or the Homelander, or is he Captain America?
I would say more Superman, because he could fly. He's got the cape. He's probably a cross in between both. You know what I mean? So they probably got the big the United States cape on him. So he's probably a little bit of Superman and a little bit of Captain America.
Okay,
So he's
that makes more sense.
supposed to be morally like Captain
Yeah.
America with the powers of Superman.
Okay, that makes more sense when you say, because the whole flying thing, I when they mentioned, I think, who was he? The butcher, right? That was the guy who, um, I guess, recruited Huey. He says that Captain America, or I'm saying Homelander, doesn't do anything. He doesn't do this. He doesn't do that. He's a good guy or good boy, however he called him. And like, so far, I know, yeah, the A Train did the thing, and then the Jeep was like this. I'm still yet, of course, the what's his name, the translucent.
Yeah,
It's not even the right name. Gosh, and what? Yeah. So speaking of him too, but Homelander, he is just he kills people. Like, we see it at some point there. Just darkness in him, and even the butcher. I think that's what he's called. He is he's not sure about him. He doesn't see any flaws in him, but he has Homelander has so many dark things. Or is he Homelander? I keep forgetting.
Yeah, the Homeland. He is the
Yeah.
darkest one of them all, and they set it up in the first episode like he's the most moral. Like,
Yeah.
you maybe like out of all these superheroes, we do see them do crazy stuff. You see that translucent. He's a big peeping Tom standing
Yeah.
around butt naked in the girls' bathroom. You know what I mean? Standing there, and you
Yeah.
see he's just a pervert, and
Yeah.
you see all flaws. You see in the deep guy, he goes and rapes a chick. But then it seems like that Homelander, out of all these people, he's got his shit together. He's the true hero of them all. But as we see at the end of the episode, he is the worst of them all. You know, he puts up the best front, but he is actually the worst of them all, because he takes out the whole airplane, kills this guy's whole family and everything else just to do it. And then we find out in episode 2 that he did that on his own. Like, I first thought when I watched episode 1 that he was sent out there to do that. But he just did that on his own. He just went out there and took them all out and killed them on his own, because I think it's Elizabeth Shue was playing this character. And he got this big crush on her, it seems like, or, you know, and everything else. He's spying on her with the X-ray vision and things like that. So, you know, Homelander is the worst, and he intimidates in the deep. You know, he grabs him right by his shoulder and tells him what the F shamu and the blowhole.
Yeah. The way he says it, and the intimidation in him. He just calls him in. He calls in the meeting, and apparently it's not the meeting. It's just a one-on-one, and right away the Deep knows. He knows what's coming. He is submitting right away. There's no fight. He knows what the game is about, and at that moment he's getting being, I don't know if I can say it. He's the one. he's the one getting screwed at that moment, basically. Yeah.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And obviously he's, like I said, he's Aquaman. They have no respect for him, and that girl realizes this at the time, and they have no respect for this guy. He's nobody, and then she basically sticks up for herself and tells him, "Listen, if you come near me and try to touch me again, I'm gonna burn your eyes out." And that's just the way it's going to be, because he's the weakest one of them all. He's like, what's he do? He talk to fishes. You know what I mean? What kind of power is that? If you're not around water, what are you really doing? You're not doing anything and stuff,
Yeah.
So he's just really bad. And I guess the other big thing is that they capture Translucent, right? They capture this dude and they bring him in there, and they got him in the box and they're keeping him in there. They just don't know what to do, because obviously the other guys are going to come looking for him eventually. And I didn't know, but, I didn't think that. I thought his only power would be that he could turn invisible, which is not that. It's a great power, but not that powerful of a power. But it also seems that they all have some type of like diamond skin. If you're born this way, you can't hurt any of their skins. I think all of them are like that, right?
I wasn't sure if all of them were like that. But apparently for him, it was referred to that somebody already tried killing him in the past and they all died. So I thought it was really relating to him, but it maybe explained more. I thought it's him and maybe Homelander. I didn't know that about others. I mean, they are indestructible because they're punching stuff. So technically, if you have the superpower, your skin has to withhold whatever thing that you're punching. So it might be that. You're right. I haven't thought about that. Yeah, they may all have that.
Yeah,
They found their thing. They found their kryptonite in a way.
Yeah, well, and it happened to be up the ass, right? Because that's how they got him. They got him twice up the ass, right?
Hmm.
And at first they get him with the electricity to stop him up the ass, and then they put
Yeah,
the bomb right up in them, right?
yeah,
And
yeah.
blow him up
Mhm.
from the inside, and that's how they
Yeah.
get. That's how they get it. Now, I don't think they showed how they got the bomb. Not that I wanted to see how they got the bomb up in there, because I didn't want to see that. Not at all. It's nothing I
Oh,
want to see there. But
mm,
they got the bomb up there, and
mhm.
then they blow the guy up from the inside. And
Yeah.
I think that's how the second episode ends.
That was the best
With the film.
ending. I love the ending of the first one when we see this righteous guy, Homelander, blowing up the airplane with the kid inside. And I know, kid. I mean, life. What is life worth? But they show that child in the airplane for a reason, for us to kind of feel more. I think that I felt
Hmm.
more. I don't know why, if it's right or wrong, but I felt more seeing that kid in the plane. Like, oh, I thought he's your friend. And then boom, the whole thing just like splits in half, and he's just sending them that evil smile, like, satisfaction, like, yeah, I did that. But then with the second one, first of all, I thought that Huey, when he handed him the water, I thought that had. I mean, I was just screaming like, just put something inside him, made him blow up from the try something, and then he gave him the water, and I'm thinking, oh, he either poisoned him or made him swallow some kind of thing that will make him, die. And apparently that never happened. And after that, when he, but that's better, because the ending that we got with him blowing up like this, um I loved it. Were you expecting that? I knew he's gonna hit the button. Did you know that? Yeah, to be
I,
honest.
I think you had to hit the button.
Yes,
He had to do it right. Because it brings him back 360 because he's seeing his girlfriend explode basically, right? And now he's doing the
yeah.
exploding of the person. So it basically is putting him on the same plane as these so-called superheroes. And as you said, when you see the kid in the plane, it is to make you think that, oh my God, he just killed the kid. Because I'll tell you, I don't like flying. I don't. I'm not the best of flies. I'm not happy to be up there. I do it because I have no choice but to get from A to B. But every time I get in the plane, I swear to you, Elamar, this is what I do. I look around and
Mhm.
look for kids and babies. And then I say to myself, all right, this plane's not going to go down. God would not want these babies to die.
Oh my gosh. If only that it was that easy.
That's what I say. I'm like, all right, there's 5 babies on here. God would not want these babies to die, so I'm safe. There's no way he's gonna let this plane go down. And that's what I say every time. I swear to you. So them showing the kid just reminded me of that. That's exactly what I think. I would have been wrong, and I would have went down at this particular time. God would have
Yeah.
failed me. But that's what I always say. What I does, and I think though, real quick, we go back a little bit. Is when you see them in the bar and I think we talked a little bit about it, but the drinking of them, how much they're drinking, and
Oh
how,
yeah.
and how it's so fake. The kids in the cancer thing. He wants a
Oh,
translucent, but the translucent's not there, so he brings in
the deep,
who was it, the deep,
the
or he brought
deep, the deep. He was so unscripted. Like, he's like, well, and he says something like, well, can you make me something like outrun cancer or something like that? I'm like,
yeah, the A train guy when he said
oh,
that's A
oh
train.
yeah. Oh, I
He
am
said,
sorry. Yes, was it A Train?
yeah, because
Yes.
he's a fast runner. He's the
Oh,
one who
thank
runs
you,
fast.
thank you. I'm sorry. Yeah, I keep mixing them up. Yes,
Yeah,
that was,
yeah, and you see all the thumbs up going up, and as soon as he said that, there's the thumbs down, and
like
the
angry
sad
faces.
faces coming on, the angry faces, and everything else. That was great. That was a great, and I like it's. I mean, I just like the way everything is scripted. Even when they went to fight, the
Mhm,
battles, like, oh, you. They like
mhm.
duos. People like duos. We gotta send you back out there with them. And just
Yeah.
when they went to go fight, and these crimes seem to be set up, like they set these people up in there just to get their ass kicked, just so these guys can get publicity. And as soon as they stop, and they got the cameras right there with the footage and everything else, just to put it up there and hype them up more, so they can sell more toys and make more money.
Yeah, and I'm trying to see. Okay, what was that thing? Oh, with the death scenes, like the way they die, the way they make them die. Towards the end, where we see him blowing that guy up into pieces. What I was hoping, again, I loved it because we see that poster of that little kid covered in macaroni or spaghetti, guts
Mm-hmm.
everywhere. Huey being reminded of his fiance or whoever fiance or girlfriend, covered, him covered in her guts. Oh, um, I thought to myself, okay, if he blew up, I wonder what would be more gory, all the blood splattered all over the walls, or if we basically saw this big blob of like blood pouring out of every possible, you know, place where it could. I'm like, oh my gosh, this would have been so much real if that happened. If it was like this big boom, and we see this blood and guts pouring out, or the thing, the guts and meat, bones and everything. I loved it. And again, I know it's weird. Not everybody is into that kind of stuff, but I love that kind of thing. So it beginning with it, where we see that big splat, after being punched, and then the second episode ending with it and the
Mhm.
satisfaction on his face. I loved it. Oh my god, I can't wait. And I
I
only
can't wait.
flew through.
I know we're only through 2 episodes, folks. We have not. We're only gonna watch 2 at a time, so we can give you our honest review of it. So, on a scale of 1 to 10, if you had to rate both episodes together, what would you give it?
Together, again, I'm loving everything I'm seeing. There is not a thing looking. I'm trying to see what I would do differently from my perspective, what would satisfy me more. And I don't think there is anything that I, for myself, just my perspective, without hearing, let's say, I have not watched anybody else's opinion on it. I have not. So for me, I would give it a 10 because I was shocked in a good way. I loved the entirety of what it represents. The acting was right on point. There's nothing I would change about it. Even the acting, the weird, cringy kind of looks, and the actors, the way they were set up, um, just the way they look at people, and you see that there's something off with them. I'll give it a 10 for now because I'm loving it. This is something new to me. We'll see what other episodes will be like. If the two that I've seen thus far will, they set a tone for me, and I have I have high expectations for this. So we'll see. Right now, I'm giving it a 10 for those two.
I'm gonna have to go a little lower. I can understand your 10, but I'm gonna give it just a chance so that there's somewhere it could go. So I'll
Hmm.
go 8, just in
Okay.
case there's somewhere to go. I understand what you're saying, but 10, it was perfect 2 episodes for me. I think
Mhm.
they both ended very well too, and that's where I like. I said it's got to have something to hook you to make you want to watch the next episode, and we definitely got those in the first 2 episodes. It made you want to go on to see the next episode when it happens. But just because I think it could get better, and I don't want to go too high because I can't give higher than 10, I'm
Yeah.
gonna go with an 8 on these first 2 episodes. It gets 8 from the Don Tony Teflon. It gets a 10 from the Lady LMR. And we're going to be back with you with the next 2 episodes review in the next
Yeah.
podcast. And we're going to talk some more about these boys. All right, now, Elamar, I want to ask you this question. Now, there seems to be this thing that has been sweeping the nation. All right, sweeping the nation.
Mhm.
Have you ever been to Popeyes?
Popeyes, actually, I have not. I have not been. I drive by it often, but I have not been to Popeyes. I might have. Oh, actually, I take it back. I think I had something from it. Somebody years ago. So it's not a current thing. Years ago, I tried chicken from Popeyes. I have not tried it at least in 10 years. So technically, I don't know how to classify it.
I would say you had it, but it's been so long
Yes.
and you really don't know nothing about it, what's
No.
going on. But these Popeye chicken sandwiches, now I'm a chicken sandwich man. I
Nice.
can eat a chicken sandwich every day. Not just because I'm black and people may think that, yeah, you're black culture, you can eat it every day. But listen, I can eat chicken sandwich. It's my go-to thing. I can eat a chicken sandwich every day of my life. But this chicken sandwich craze going on in Popeyes is a little bit crazy to me because I
Okay.
see people out there going nuts over this Popeyes chicken sandwich, saying that
Uh-huh.
this is the best thing since sliced bread. There are actually people out there right now that are going into Popeyes and buying out all the chicken sandwiches and standing outside and scalping chicken sandwiches.
Why?
Listen, they're really scalping chicken sandwiches outside for $5 to $7. And people are paying them $5 to $7 market value for a
What?
Popeyes chicken sandwich.
Wait, so okay, is I know that there are food places where the chicken is supposed to be, grass fed or grain fed. I don't know whatever it is, like very fancy chicken, healthy chicken, good for you. So is it something like that? What is the reason for it? Do they say why? I mean, finding the chicken is a good thing. Like if you find a good place for your chicken to get your chicken, hell, I'll go there.
Of course, but I mean, people are going crazy scalping chicken sandwiches.
Like food. What
Who's
is
gonna buy a scalp chicken sandwich from
like, how
Popeyes?
is chicken warm? Like Where does he put it? In his shirt under his arm?
Yeah, I think he's got it in his jacket, but chicken sandwich here, chicken sandwich here. I got chicken sandwich here for you. Chicken sandwich here. Going up to people. Hey, buddy, you want that Popeyes? I got it right here. You know, come on, I got that Popeyes for you. Oh, tell no one to cop. Well, you get arrested for scalping a chicken sandwich? Is that if you get arrested for scalping a chicken sandwich, there's something wrong? Oh, how do you explain that to the people inside the jail? How do you go to jail? People, hey, what you in here for? I was scalping a chicken sandwich. Oh, you were, right?
Is that a code name for something? Like, is it something new? We've been here way too long. Like, is it like a new name for something really, really bad?
It must be. I don't know how you would make it inside. I think that you would be somebody's woman in 5 seconds if you go in there and say you're in here for scalping the chicken sandwich. This is just some craze over this chicken sandwich. Now this is a craze. Like the people just going nuts over. I've never seen anyone go crazy over this chicken sandwich ever in my life. It's nothing special. Is it now? I have had the chicken sandwich. I myself have had it. I've eaten the Popeye chicken sandwich. I have gotten my hands on it. And I will say that it's a good chicken sandwich, but it's just a chicken sandwich. I mean, it's a chicken sandwich. It's as if you took Popeye chicken, stuck it in between 2 pieces of potato bread, and there you have it. Now you get a healthy chunk of meat. You know, compared to Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich, you get a really healthy chunk of meat in there, but it's still a Popeye chicken sandwich. And people are actually paying, you know, when I've heard of people scalping a lot of things in my life.
Yeah.
Tickets, you know, concert tickets, but chicken sandwiches is something I have never heard somebody scalp a chicken sandwich in my life.
That is strange. I mean, kind of background on me and where I come from. Being raised in Poland, there was a time where, long time ago, where there was a shortage of things. I mean, people had money; they always had money, but there was a shortage of items. You know, you could have money, but you didn't have anything to buy with that money. So when something dropped, let's say that was like a long time ago, not now, long time ago, you would have friends and, you know, buying whatever the thing that you wanted. Like, you know, let's say there was a special alcohol that you wanted to have something fancy. You would have to have somebody stand in line for it to get it. You know, you would have to have it dispensed to you. So I get it. But nowadays, chicken from Popeyes.
And people are saying that they're actually, listen, if you're willing to pay somebody who's standing outside of Popeyes scalping chicken sandwich, there's something wrong with you. All right. Something wrong. I wouldn't eat anything from anybody that's standing outside of any store. I don't care if someone was standing outside of McDonald's trying to sell Big Macs for half the price. Oh, I would not buy that Big Mac. I would not.
You don't know what's in it. Oh, you might know
what they did to that Big Mac.
I know what's in it. I don't want. I suspect what may be in it. I don't want it.
That has nothing to do with it. I would have to say, when it comes to this chicken sandwich and I've eaten it, I would say it's a good chicken sandwich, but it's nothing special. I would just say, like, if you've eaten like a regular cheeseburger from McDonald's and then you've eaten an In-N-Out burger or a Five Guys burger, that's a huge jump.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the same jump like that. It's not that big of an upgrade. Like going from a McDonald's cheeseburger to a Five Guys cheeseburger, that's an upgrade.
Oh yeah,
that's a huge upgrade. Mm-hmm. You know, this is nothing.
That's crazy. I gotta, you know, you get me. I do love my food. I have a huge craving for Panda, and I do love my Panera bread sandwiches. So I can kind of see somebody, you know, wanting that turkey sandwich with avocado. Yeah, I'm more likely to get that. No, I'm not. But if I had to, I would eat that just in case if I had to choose. That's it. I need to look it up. We do have Popeyes here close by. I'm gonna, just for the heck of it, I'm gonna try it and see what the heck they're talking about.
All right, you have heard it here first, folks.
Yeah.
Next episode, we're gonna have Elamar here with the Popeyes chicken
sandwich.
I would do that. We're gonna have it with it, and we're gonna have it tasted live on air.
Oh my god, I have to do that. We're gonna
have it tasted live on air, and we're gonna see that is it worth being scalped. Would she buy off a scalper after eating this goddamn Popeye chicken sandwich?
I have not ordered, what is it called, Uber Eats yet. I have not. I just learned how to Uber. I have not have enough trust in somebody giving me the food that they deliver. Better yet, have somebody like standing on the corner. I'll buy it myself and I'll try it here live, and I'll get some sauces too, because chicken by itself, I don't know if I could do that. So I can't wait. I'm excited.
I'm excited too. I can't wait to see how your reaction. To me, it's a chicken sandwich. It's a chicken sandwich. It's a chicken sandwich. It's a good sandwich. I'm not trying to make fun of it. The people acting like this is the greatest thing you ever had in your life. I don't know what you ever had in your life, because you must not have had a lot. Yeah. Come hang out with me and let me introduce you to Kobe beefsteak or something like that, and show you what real food is all about. Not a fast food restaurant chicken sandwich. It's a decent chicken sandwich, but it's not a great chicken sandwich. Elamar, next time we're gonna see you with the live taste.
I'm gonna eat that chicken sandwich or chicken or something. We'll see if I like it. That's gonna be fun.
It will be. It definitely will be. So this week we have been hit with a couple of brand new trailers, a couple of big trailers, and they are both basically real huge franchises that they're trying to restart. I wouldn't say restart with the Star Wars one and finishing that off, but after the last Star Wars movie, to me, that was trash. I think they're really trying to come back from this. And then we have the Joker trailer. But we're going to start with the Star Wars trailer. And Lamar, now, are you a huge Star Wars fan? Have you watched all the movies?
I think I watched all of them. I'm not sure. Remind me again. I should know that. What's the last one? Do you remember? Like, what was the last movie?
The last one was, now you made me forget.
Oh, I'm sorry. No, and I feel bad because up until is it Solo? I think I watched
Solo.
Yeah,
Solo. Solo was so terrible.
Oh God!
Oh my God!
I need therapy. I need to like release my tension. Okay, the Last Jedi. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, I'm going to start with that. I was a fan from the beginning. I was a kid. I watched that. It was VHS tapes back then. That VHS tape that I had was worn out. I loved it. So I was a fan. I'm a fan. I'm not a complete fan as in like I know everything, every single piece. I don't know any expanded universe or however it's called. I don't know that. I just know the movies, and I am a fan. And there were three. First one, 3, then I think 3 came out after that, and we have the new thing. Yes. I'm not a fan of the new thing. I wasn't a fan of the middle thing. I was a fan of the original stuff. So this, whatever this is, I'll watch it because I want to know stuff. I want to learn things. I have I guess the OCD personality where if I start something, I want to finish it. So I will watch everything, but no, I mean, low ratings. I'll still watch it. And if they entertain me, that's fine. Whatever the entertainment is, it'll be okay. But no, I'm not a fan of that right now.
Yeah, so this new trailer comes out. They're trying to make you want to get back into it, make the people, because the last one was just terrible. The last movie was terrible with Luke Skywalker throwing the lightsaber away and all. I didn't like it all. Maybe y'all people liked it. Whoever liked it, you have the right to like it. I have the right to dislike it. Listen, everyone has the right to have bad taste, and if you wanted to like that movie, then that's on you. So I'm just going to say that it was terrible. But when watching this new trailer, I had a little hope in the beginning when watching it. It made me like it, But really, the main takeaway at the end is Dark Rey, right? With Rey, she turned to a Sith. She's got this double bow staff type of lightsaber. Right, and that's basically what it seems like. It's making you believe that at the end that she has turned into Sith, that she's going to be the Dark One. Now, listen, if they really it could be a trickery, right? It could be trickery. Yeah. It could be smoke and mirrors. If that's the case, then I'm not going to like this movie at all. She better be a real Sith in the end, because that then will make me like this last trilogy. She needs to be the bad person in, because it's called The Rise of Skywalker.
I know.
Skywalker, right? The best last name in the world, right? Skywalker. Yeah. I mean, if you had to pick a last name for yourself and you got someone with your last name, I'm calling myself Skywalker.
Yeah. That's awesome.
So I think that means Kylo should have to turn to the good side and her turn to the bad side. Now, I would like to see the bad side win. And
A
for
lot.
instance, I would love to see it. So, what did you think about that turn with Ray at the end of her turning? It seemed like she's turning to the dark side.
From my perspective, again, maybe different perspective. I look at everything, not just at the way she is acting or whatever preceded that, but the way they made her look. They put a lot of eyeliner on her. I'm thinking, okay, eyeliner doesn't make you bad. I wear eyeliner. I'm not a bad person. No, they made her look the part. They did. It's not just in her acting. They had to portray it somehow. Her evil side coming through. So they put the red color on her. They put that hood, I guess. They put what I did love was the whatever thing, the lightsaber that she was holding. That was so cool. I know I'm probably geeking out to it, but that's something I did not expect for her, like to twist it and then boom, it just kind of like pops out of there. Like, oh my god, that I like. I was not a fan of them either. Are they revealing the end, or are they going to reveal this thing where there's going to be a twist to it? Like she can. This is the part that we're seeing as the last, or the last part of the trailer, but this is not the last thing in the movie. Meaning the last sequence. There's some more either growth or decline onto her. They made her look too evil. Personally, they made her look evil. I get it that they only have a couple seconds in the trailer to portray whatever they're trying to portray, but it was like a little bit too much, like too much in your face. Like, okay, I know you can act. I know she can act. She's a great actress. I mean, in general, I did like. Oh well, she's not the best, but she's good. She was portraying whatever they wanted her to portray. I wish they kind of did it a little bit less in your face, type of thing. But I did not care about the beginning of it. What did you think about all those old clips? I particularly did not like that.
I like seeing the old stuff, but it's like I said, it seems like that they're trying to suck you back in because I think they lost so many fans from the last movie. They're like, hey, this is who we are. Remember us? Remember all the good days? Remember all the time the movies were good? When
The
the
good days
movies were
are like that. Remember the good days? Oh my god, I love it. This is my
Yeah, remember that part back then
yeah.
where the movies were actually good? That's who we are. Come back to us. I thought that's what they were going for when they went there, but they had some people talking over it, and maybe there's a connection to it than we're gonna put on here because we're just giving our basic opinion. Not here to break down every scene by scene and all that. But I love seeing old stuff because that's the great stuff.
Yeah.
But as for everything else, what they're trying to do, I think they may be focusing, trying to do the bait and switch, the car salesman trip, make you think that you're watching the old stuff, and then they're going to switch it and you're going to be watching the shit. And that's what I'm hoping that doesn't happen. I'm hoping that they could fill this and make this good, because this is the last one of this trilogy. You know what I mean? And it just seems bad because the first three were so great, which were the middle three. Then the second set of three, which were the first three of the whole thing. Everyone hates them. I don't give them as bad of a rap. I think they were better than people think. But these last two that have happened, to me, they're so bad. The first one was okay, but the second one was so bad. It was just so terrible that I just think that they're trying really to tug at your heartstrings to make you want to come back. And it's like it's forcing me to watch it because it's the last one. But I really don't want to go to the theater and be disappointed because I will say stuff loud in the movie theater. I'm one of these people that scream at the movie theater. I'll say, this sucks. Like I'll spit it out.
You're not in the middle of it.
Oh yes.
Oh my god! I need to go to you need to do they won't allow you probably, but you need to do a reaction while you're watching. Like, you suck. Who's in this? Who's what? I would love to see that.
Oh, I get upset. I get really upset. I spent my money to come see this garbage. I'm like, what are we watching in this place? This is terrible. I start screaming at the screen. I don't care. I really don't care. I'll start screaming because I get emotional. Because this means a lot. This whole Star Wars thing, it meant a lot to me in my lifetime and everything. And I just really would like for it to end well. Yeah. I don't know how they're going to. It's just tragedy that I'll call it Princess Leia because that's what I recognize her as, that she passed away. The shots that they used for her in this trailer, I like that they used the deleted scenes instead of trying to make a CGI version of her. Yeah, I like that they used that. It looked really good, and And maybe it may, it seemed like they were on a grassy planet.
Oh,
Maybe they're going back to the Ewoks. Who knows? Maybe that, they could be because they need something. They need something to make you want to see it.
yeah,
I'm starting, who would want to see an Ewok? I would love to see an Ewok right now.
I
I would,
would.
I
I
would.
remember I loved that. I did enjoy that stuff as a kid. I loved it. It kind of like you said, them going back to it as long okay, the beginning was awesome. I was hooked with the three. Um if they ended well, I'll forgive them for whatever mess they made inside, all that stuff. If they ended well. But you said that you didn't like the first one of the three. Now, which one was it? Was it the Last Jedi? Which one didn't you like?
Of these last three that came out, I
Oh,
didn't like. Was the Last Jedi was the last one that came out, right? That was terrible. That was the terrible one. The first
well,
one that came out was just too many. The first one that came out was just too much stuff of the first. Like they were just taking stuff from the other movies and
okay.
combining it all into the one movie.
Okay.
I
Which one
thought
was
that.
it again? I forget. Like what happened in it?
Oh,
And again, I should know. It's for me. It's like a blur, but not a blur in a bad way, kind of. But I just kind of. It took me, I think, 9 trials to finish the Last Jedi. I could not finish that thing for literally 9 approaches, and I was dedicated. I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna finish it.
oh
Yeah.
no, that's how you know it's terrible. When you fall asleep and you just can't get through it, and it's a Star
Yeah.
Wars movie. It's a Star Wars movie. I mean, how it didn't even have a lightsaber battle in it. How do you have a Star Wars movie with minimal lightsaber battle? It's a Star Wars. This is stuff that this is a given. You know what I mean? This is what people want to see. This one, look, they show her fighting Kylo Ren in the lightsaber battle. I think that's why they showed these things. And I think that's why they had to show the dark ray at the end,
Yeah.
because they know that people were so disappointed with
Mhm.
that last movie that they had to give them a lot in this trailer. Because that's a lot. That's a whole lot that they gave us. They gave us a lightsaber battle, and they give us the ray turn, if that's
Mhm.
the case. They give us that. Usually they would not give that in the trailer, but I think they put that in the trailer purposely because they know that the other movies suck so bad and they have to get people back in the theater.
Yeah. Oh, at this moment I don't even know if I. You mentioned either the bad side winning. Um, I don't know. I would be fine with either as long as they make it good and entertaining. Again, it sounds weird, but I would not mind either a good ending if they make it well, if they make it a proper ending, make for it to make sense to me and for me to be captivated and like rooting for the good side. But again, I would not mind kind of the evil side, the bad side winning, as long as they make it right, logical, and if as long as it flows. I'm
Yeah.
open to whatever they give. Just make it good. I don't care. Entertain me and make me not, you know, weep over this.
Yeah, because just the title itself being called The Rise of Skywalker. I mean, there's only one Skywalker in here, and that's basically Kylo Ren. So I would just think it would have to be The Rise of Skywalker. Like right now, he's Kylo Ren,
Mm,
right? The evil guy, but
yeah,
he turns into a Skywalker. Like we've seen with Darth Vader, he was a Skywalker, right?
yeah,
And then he basically turned to Darth Vader, but at the end, he
yeah.
was Skywalker when he died. So I would think that same thing could be happening in this movie. That's how it's going to end. That Kylo Ren would turn good, and I hope Rey turns bad. I really do. I
Yeah,
do hope it goes that way. So we
yeah,
shall
that would
see.
be good.
Because she was kicking his ass. That's the one thing about the first movie I've seen. She had no Jedi training at all, and this was supposed to be a master Jedi, and she kicked his
Mhm.
ass
Yeah,
pretty easily. You know what
yeah,
I mean? Pretty easily, she whooped his ass. That was something I had a problem with. But we can go into the whole problems
yeah,
with the
yeah,
movies in another podcast
yeah,
later on and stuff. So I will end it like this. Does this trailer make you want to go to the movie theater? Not just stream it and wait for it to come home, but did it make you want to go to the movie theater and watch this movie?
Um, not that I really wanted to run, and I want to see right away. I have zero patience, so for that one, I will go watch it because again, zero patience here. Um, I won't be the one standing in line for those. I may see it on the second day it opens, but I'm interested. I'm gonna see it because I think all of the other ones, mostly all of the other ones, I did see it in the movie theater. So I don't want to break it. I don't want to break my the way I watch them. Yeah.
Yeah, I would say I don't know if the trailer makes me want to go see it more than it's the last one and I feel obligated that I have to go see it. I would, I'd say the trailer is decent, but it didn't do it a lot for me. But maybe I'm not, maybe it did a lot for other people. Didn't do a lot for me, but I'm most likely going to go to the movie theater and see it just for nostalgia's sake.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good word, nostalgia. Yeah. So Tony, another trailer, The Joker. The Joker. What did you think about that?
The fact that they gave this guy his own movie, and I don't know if it's connected, and I don't think it is connected to the what we see Wonder Woman and Aquaman. I think it's a whole different thing. And when I initially seen the first images of him, of Joaquin Phoenix playing this character, I did not like it at all. But after watching this trailer, right, I think it has sold me somewhat on it. Somewhat on it, because I think he looks disgusting. I'm gonna say disgusting. He looks disgusting. He looks terrible. He lost a tremendous amount of weight, I'm sure, for the role. He looks so skinny. When you see him in those tighty whities walking around dancing, it's just nasty. It's so nasty to me that it's good. It's so nasty that you can just see that this is a nasty man who is in nasty underwear. I mean, maybe those are the underwear you had to wear back then. I don't think you had many options back in those days. I think you had the tighty whities. That's what you were forced to wear. I feel bad for the men who I wore those when I was a child. When I was a child, when my mama was dressing me.
When you were a child.
Yes, when I was a child, that's what she dressed me in, But when I got older and dressed myself and started buying my own underwear, I went right away from those damn Fruit of the Looms.
And the way they were, you're giving me images right now of that guy. He was dancing. We saw his hiney, and the underwear just drooping. I'm like, oh my god, pull it up, man. Get a different pair. Throw these away. Burn them.
That was terrible. It's so terrible. So I would just say that it's given me some faith. Maybe I want to go see it in the theater. I'm not 100% sold to seeing it in the theater right now, but I thought it was creepy. I like the way that they're playing the Joker on this, and it seems like a V from Vendetta type. I don't know if you've seen that movie.
Yeah.
But it seems like that is going on. Like he's starting a whole coalition of other Jokers that are wearing these masks too. When you see these signs that we are all Jokers and stuff like that, and it shows him do some violence in it, real quick, him stomping someone. But this is and then the paper says the Joker murders. It doesn't. I don't know if he's the one who's actually committed the murders or anything like that, or if these people are committing them in his name. For what he does. So I'm really interested in seeing how that plays out. But the whole comedian thing, he was a comic. It seemed like he never got on this TV show. Robert De Niro's hosting. They used some like audition footage of him to make fun of him. And then that leads him, while he's got his sick mom there, that kind of leads him into this whole life of crime, becoming a Joker. What do you think about that whole origin story of him?
I have to say that I am more excited about that movie than about Star Wars. Don't throw stuff at me, please. So throw chocolates. I'll take chocolates and a pizza. Both at the same time, actually. Probably. I know I'm hungry. No, I actually am more excited about this, but my interest in it comes from my passion. Actually, that's part of what I do, the psychology part of it. I am thrilled to see the darkness and to play Joker, you have to not even to play, to sell it to us. But this movie, like you said, it's kind of a different perspective. He gets his own movie, and the guy, first of all, I didn't recognize him. Like, I'm thinking he looks familiar. Like, I know him from somewhere. I had to look him up, and I'm like, oh, he was in this. It was a Gladiator. He was in The Signs. Like, I know this dude. He was not the dude that I saw in that trailer, which is a good thing. I think that shows, in my opinion, it shows a good actor. I think if he's able to fool me, and I'm very good at face. I'm very, very good with faces. Like, a lot of people cannot like it's not fool me, but I see them in one role and they cannot. If they're not good, I cannot see them in a different role. This dude sold it to me, and the idea that we are seeing how this man develops, that really got me like, oh, I want to see how does he turn When does he turn? Is he always like that? He's just not, he's just keeping it in. When is he going to blow up? Where are we going to see this violence like exploding? When is he going to shock me? Because right now there was this build up in the trailer. I felt the build up. I didn't feel the release of it yet. I didn't see the I have high expectations to see shock. I want to be shocked by it. I want to see whatever he is capable of. What are his boundaries? Where is he going to take us on this just exploding psychologically, just releasing it all? What is he going to go evil? What is going to get him over the edge? I so want to see that again, but I'm a psychology geek, so I love it. I want to see the dark side come out. I want to see him just breaking whatever he has, breaking those chains and just going all raw on us. Yeah, I'm excited about that.
Yeah, it's great that you're a psychology geek. We could do
Oh,
a
yeah, very much so.
we could do like a Tony Soprano skit, and I could be Tony Soprano, and you could be Dr. Melfi.
Oh, that's it. Good old stuff. Yeah.
But going back to this Joker movie, you know, it just seems like the laugh that he gives you, right? The laugh. I think he has the laugh down. I think he had this laugh he does. It's a sinister laugh. It's a Joker-esque laugh. And I think that's one of the key components to playing the Joker. You know, and people say, oh, it may be simple. It's not simple of having a laugh like that.
No.
The way he has developed this laugh for this character, really, and the way that they show him use it makes me, you know, believe that he is the Joker, you know, because I've been disappointed with the Joker. The last Joker that they showed in the Suicide Squad, that guy, who I don't know, the Jared Leto with the gold fronts, like he's Flavor Flav with the silver teeth. They're disgusting.
Didn't like that one. I actually have to admit, I have not seen that movie because I did not care about stuff in it, but I saw a couple of clips, and to me it was like a cartoon. It didn't have depth.
It wasn't a Joker. I think he is going back to it's like a combination Joker. I see him doing. He has the Heath Ledger Joker, and then he has the original Joker from the 70s 70s look. He has that look with the Heath Ledger attitude, you know, which I think is really good. And I think he's really like drawing from both of those characters and getting the best of both worlds in there. And I like to see, you know, this is the first time I've actually seen a movie, I think. I don't know if it is, but I think it may be the first time we actually see a popular villain have their own origin story of how they became this villain. And I think if it works, it opens the door for a lot of other movies that could come down the pipeline. So I think that so far so good from what I'm seeing. The fact that he has, you know, you see him in the beginning there, and he's sitting there, and he's with the kid on the bus, you know, and he's making faces, and the kid's laughing, and he's making faces, and the kid's laughing. And the mom just turns around like, "Yo, leave my kid alone."
Yeah, stop it. Good. I'm like, what?
Yeah, you know, what are you doing messing with stuff? I think we've all been there. Like I've been in Walmart and seen the kid look at me and make a funny face at the kid when the parent wasn't looking. The kid starts to laugh. I think everyone's probably done it. He took a little overboard, you know. Yeah, and he took a little overboard. You know what I mean?
She's engaging the kid. Like you said, I was at a store buying something, and who was it? There was a lady with a baby, you know, old enough to try to make contact, and there was another lady in front of me, and this kid was trying to make contact with that lady, saying hi or whatever, and this lady like didn't do anything. I'm thinking, come on, the kid is trying to make contact, just say hey cutie or whatever, like hey baby or something. Didn't do anything. But this guy on the bus, actually I ended up saying, you know, saying hi to the baby, because I said hi, baby said hi to me, I said hi to the baby. This dude on the bus, way overboard. You don't engage the kid, say hi, move on, don't be creepy. He was creepy. That was creepy.
Yeah, he was definitely creepy. And then you see him, you know, going back to the underwear scene. Now, there's a lot of underwear scenes that we were talking about in this podcast. Now. A lot of underwear, a lot of ass, man ass. Yeah. I'm done with the man ass after this. I don't want to see any more man ass. It should just be woman ass after this. Man ass got to go.
I wouldn't mind that. Yeah, after those tidy whities, and they were not tidy, and they were not tidy, and they were not tight. They were just hanging there, like, please,
No, they
no,
were not tidy about those whiteys.
no, nothing, nothing. Sorry,
It
no,
was just terrible. I don't know how a woman could be turned on by a man
no,
wearing those. I
please
don't know how that
don't
happened.
breathe. Don't. Are they called briefs? I don't know what they're called, but I don't want any of that. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
I don't know what I just call the Fruit of the Looms, just the
Okay,
old school stuff.
these are the pre-teenager kind of undies, and then you buy normal underwear. Don't do that. It should be a commercial for that. Don't be
You
him.
should not wear them. But you see, he's bruised up. He's
Yeah.
got a lot of bruises on him. I think it's probably from the beating that you see him take when he's in the clown costume and the black kids come and they snuff him and they beat him down. So it's probably a little bit after that. So it just seems that it seems they're setting him up to be the anti-hero more than the villain. So I'm looking forward to seeing how they turn that, because basically the Joker in the comic books is basically like a serial killer. He's a maniac. He's someone you shouldn't cheer for. So I think that to make this movie successful, they have to make the turn where you shouldn't cheer for him, where you should not want him to be out there because he's a despicable person. Now, I think that's why they ruin a lot of movies. Let's say like Nightmare on Elm Street. Or the Friday the 13th movies. Like these movies in the beginning, when they first came out, you were cheering for the heroes, but by the second, third movie, you're cheering for Freddy and Jason to kill these people, right? You're like, kill him, Jason, kill him, Freddy, take him out. And they became the stars. You know what I mean? You got Freddy making side jokes. It's time for prime time, bitch. Putting people's heads in TVs, and you're cheering for Jason. You're not supposed to cheer for Freddy and Jason. You're supposed to hate them. So I hope that somehow that they make that switch with him. That they make, like, in the beginning you can sympathize with him, but he just goes so overboard with it that you can't cheer for him at all. That you have to. You want Batman to come and take him out.
Yeah. That's why I said I am looking forward to this. The different facets in it, and hopefully there won't be any more tidy whities over there. That will be the last and first scene that we see.
If there is, I ain't talking about it. We're done talking about this in this podcast. We're done with man ass. No man ass. Anti man ass. We're gonna put the hashtag no man ass. We're
gonna get that until there's a worthy one, and I will make my opinion known. Unless there's a worthy one talking about, but nothing that I've seen thus far in any of the movies that we've talked about yet. We'll see.
Yeah. So this, as we always end when we have talking about trailers. Does this trailer make you want to go to the movie theater and actually watch this movie?
Yes, it does. More than Star Wars. Because I am aware of that in general. No, it does make me want to go and see it because of the reasons that I had, being really thrilled about the psychology part of it, and how he turns. We can see it from his perspective, and how he turns. And like you said, Tony, in the beginning, we're going to see he has his own movie. And how can I miss that? This is going to be good, I think. I have high hopes. We'll see how it goes. But if it is the way they're presenting him right now, I am interested enough to go see it.
Yeah, I agree. I'm interested to go see it too. I'll definitely, most likely, when it comes out, go to the movie theater and purchase a ticket to buy it and see exactly how they pull this off. As it says, the first time that they're going to show a true origin story for a main villain. I look forward to seeing that, and I just hope that they do the turn that I said that make people not want to cheer for him at the end of the movie, that not make people want to make him the hero when he truly is the villain, and that's the ways people are supposed to see him, as the villain. So hopefully they're able to pull that off.
Yeah.
Well, Lamar, thank you so much, Don. It is a blessing that we get the chance to do this together, and we will be back with you next week with another podcast. So make sure that you subscribe to the world's most sexiest podcast, and you find us on Podbean, iTunes, Spotify, or wherever any major podcast could be found. And if you're looking for the live video, you can find the clips on Teflon TV on YouTube.
My pleasure. I can't wait for the next one. See you next week.
Peace and stay sexy.